What's going on, everybody? So today's review is a fun review because the previous review posted is on the Punch. And since the Punch came out, and it's one of my favorite ones, there's been a new line created called the Punch Audio line. And because this one is priced differently, less than the one that I really liked, it's one of my favorite ones under $1,000, I can comfortably sit there and say that I think this one is another one that is one of my favorite ones under $1,000 because it's done so well. So without further ado, today's review is going to be on the Punch Audio Martilo. All right, so the Punch Audio Martilo, it retails for $329. It is a hybrid driver configuration, so a tri-brid. It's got one planar, two balanced armatures, and two DDs. All right, so let's get to the unboxing. We've got this nice box. This is actually a nicer unboxing than its older brother Punch at less of a price, which is kind of cool. So you slide that off, and then you pop this open, and here will be your Martilo. Lift this paper off, and you will find your case in here. Pull the case out, zip it. It's a much nicer case also than the Punch 2 because it's larger, so you feel safer putting both your IEMs in. And then boom, you've got your cable, just a nice cable, and some accessories in here. So you know how we do, let's talk about fit and finish. Here's the Martilo. I'm gonna be honest though, I like the Punch faceplates a little bit better than the Martilos. They're not bad, but I kind of like the different colors on the Punch. These are, I would say, a small size, so they're very comfortable. Haven't had any issues. As far as comfort, they fit very well. I do like the Martilo's cable better than the Punch's cable. Just feels more substantial and thicker, and I think it's a nicer cable pound for pound compared to the Punch. So fit and finish, very, very good. All right, so the most important thing, how do Martilos sound? And I'm gonna do it like comparison to the Punch. So I started the Punch video off by saying like there are two songs that I judged it by in the beginning. The one with the Carolyn Polizak, the Bunny is a Rider. And again, when that bass hits, you hear it. And the first thing that struck me between the Martilo and the Punch is I feel like Martilo has tighter bass and it hits a little bit harder. And it just, I enjoyed it a little bit more. Not saying that the Punch bass is bad because I love the Punch bass, but this seems to be like a tighter bass. When it comes to the mids and everything else, it sounded very, very similar. Same beautiful mids, voices sound good, instruments sound good, separation sounds good. But when I came to playing God, which was the second one that I tested with the Punch, and I tested with the Martilo, this is where I heard the other difference that I feel. The Martilo has the same treble, so the cymbals and everything sound very good. It has the same extension. But because it is planar treble instead of the E-stat treble, I like the treble better on the Punch because I feel like it has a more natural tone. There might be like a little bit of timbre that I'm not really digging from the planar, but that aside, it still has the same extension and sound. It's just maybe not as natural as E-stat. Now, when it comes to the guitars and everything else, that sounded brilliant, just like the Punch does. And with that bass hit, the bass hit hits a little bit harder. So that was nice. And I feel like very much like it's, I guess you could call it older brother, that when it comes to playing multiple kind of genres, you can sit there and chill with the Martilo as well, because even though it's a little bit heightened, because the bass is more subwoofer-like, and it's not too in your face and obscuring all the other mids and the highs, it's there with them, it's encompassing them, that it does multiple genres extremely well. Now, is the bass a little bit boosted? Yes, but sometimes it's fun. Like I said in the Punch video, that sometimes it's fun hearing your basses and cellos and like hearing the bass player a little bit more prominent and like Go Go Penguin and stuff like that. But if you just like listen to like EDM or bass heavy music, these are just as good as their brother. I just have that one quirk with the treble, but the bass to me hits harder. It's more refined, I would say, in a sense. So, is the older brother, the Punch, worth the extra money? Well, that's up to you and your budget. I feel like the Martillo gets you there. It's just that my only one quirk with it is the treble, but the treble is just as good. It just has kind of like a sheen to it that sounds a little bit less natural than the Punch does. But pound for pound, if that's not a big deal for you, then this is definitely the safer and smarter buy because again, it costs less. But I still, even though it does have the little quirk, but with the better, tighter bass, I still put this as one of my favorite IEMs below $1,000 because nothing does what it does. It's like I said in the Punch video, I feel like it's kind of like a baby Fat Freak Grandmaster Anniversary because how awesome is it that you get that powerful, wonderful bass with texture and things like that, but you also get some wonderful mids where you can listen to multiple genres of music and have some depth and some space to your mids, so they sound really good. And then you've got a nice sparkle with the treble, so it's not dark. Kind of like a couple other the bass head IEMs, like the Singularity. It's a little bit dark to me. Not enough sparkle in the treble where it allows for everything to separate and have air in between instruments. So for a little over $300, this is an excellent set. And much like the Punch, I feel that it goes above its price and performance because I would still pick these over a couple of the bass head sets that cost twice as much. So pound for pound, I think making it cheaper, they did an excellent job. And I don't feel like it's a downgrade that much because I think the bass is tighter and more cohesive. The treble, again, a little bit of an issue for me, but it's still very damn good. So pound for pound, they did a great job on the Martillo. Is the Martillo a buy? Yeah, I think so, because I think, again, for at its price point and what it does, it punches, no pun intended, higher than it should. And then, like I said in the Punch video, I still think this is, if you are not a bass head, but you're curious about a bass head set, with this being priced lower than the Punch, but giving you, I feel, the same value, then this is a good set if you want to kind of delve into it because it's not one of those ones that's going to beat you up. You're going to feel the bass, right? It's going to be wonderful bass that you feel. So this is definitely an IEM that you could ease yourself into the bass head levels of bass and hopefully not get punched. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask, and I will see you in the next video.